This is the correction video for the Module 4 Mid-Module Assessment. I'm going to write that up here. Okay. This one says, Jasmine and Roland each use unit squares to tile a piece of paper. Their work is shown. So I see Jasmine's array and I see Roland's array. This question has 3 parts. Part A, whose array can be used to correctly measure the area of the piece of paper? Okay, so I'm looking at these 2 arrays and automatically I can say that Roland's array cannot be used because it has all these gaps in here. And whenever we're measuring for area, we can't have those gaps. Okay, so the two answer choices here that say Roland, I'm going to go ahead and mark them out because I know it's Jasmine's. But now we have to figure out the because. Jasmine's array, because the unit squares overlap. Or is it Jasmine's array because there are no gaps between the unit squares? Well, the answer choice is D, because whenever we use an array to measure for area, we cannot have the squares overlapping. They have to be side by side and touching each other, but not overlapping. Okay. Part B, I'm going to raise this up a little bit because you're going to need to be able to see that array. Part B says, what is the area in square units of the piece of paper? Enter your answer in the space provided. So on the computer, all you had to do was put in what the numbers were for the area, but you had to find the area. And so to find the area is equal to length times width. And so on Jasmine's array, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 units this away, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units this away, and 4 times 6, 6, 12, 18, 24. So in the box, you would have just written 24. Okay. Part C. Okay, I'm going to write up here because I wrote 4 times 6, right? That was our array. Because the next one says, Jasmine thinks that she can skip count by 6s to find the area of her rectangle. So looking at this equation, I know that I can skip count by 6s because 4 times 6, right? Which statement explains whether Jasmine is correct? Well, let's look at these. This one says Jasmine is incorrect. Well, we've already talked about that she could use 6s because that's part of our multiplication equation. That's one of the factors. So this one says correct. This one says Jasmine is incorrect, so we can mark it out. Without having to read the whole thing, we can just mark it out. So we have 2. This one says Jasmine is correct because there are 6 unit squares in each row. And D says Jasmine is correct because area can always be calculated by skip counting by 6s. Do we always count by 6s? No. But there are 6 unit squares in each row because of this word right here, always. I'm going to bring this back down so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, let's look at number 2. Jahim says you can create 3 rectangles with different side lengths using 12 unit squares. Which rectangles show what Jahim is saying? Select the 3 correct answers. Okay, so I'm looking for squares, a total of 12 unit squares. Okay, I know that 4 times 3 is 12. So this is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. That can't be it. 12 times 1 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. So that can't be it. 6 times 2 is 12. So it's this one, and this one. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. All right. Jax draws a rectangle made with equal size squares as shown. This question has 2 parts. Part A. Which skip count pattern can be used to find the area of the rectangle? Well, first I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know because area is length times width, so 6 times 8, I can count by 6s or by 8s. And if I go ahead and say, okay, 6 times 8 is 8, 16, 24, 32. Let's count some more, 40, 48. Okay? So then I'm going to look at I'm looking for 2 correct answer choices. So 4, 8, 12, well, he's counting by 4s, but did we go far enough? Nope, so it can't be that one. Okay, 8, 14, is that how it goes? No. It says 8, 16. What about this one? 8, 16, 24, 32. Let's count some more. 40, 48. We went far enough. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s, and they counted by 8s. So this is one option. 6, 12, 18, 24. Well, they're counting by 6s, but they didn't go far enough. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4 6s instead of, and we need 8 6s. So it can't be this one. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Yep. This is it right here. And if you look, these are the only 2 that have the correct answer choice, or the correct area in them. Okay, oh look, complete the multiplication equation that can be used to find the area of the rectangle. Well, we wrote it up there at the top. So it's 6 units times 8 units equals 48 square units. Okay, and we have one more page. It says that half of the rectangle shown below has been tiled with unit squares. So this is a whole unit, one whole rectangle, and they only tiled half of it. Okay, and half of it is 4 by 4. So that's what I see in the model. Now let's look at the questions. This question has 2 parts. How many more unit squares are needed to finish tiling the rest of the rectangle? Okay, so if this is one piece and it's cut in half, that means both sides have to be the same. And so it took 4 times 4 to get this side, and 4 times 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16. So I'm going to need 16 more tiles to tile this side. Then the next part says, what is the total area in square units of the larger rectangle? Well, if I know that this part's 16 and this part is 16, I can just think 16 plus 16 equals 32. 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry my 1. 1, 2, 3, 32. Okay. After you've corrected it, turn it in.